For any business that has teams out in the real world, think workshops, restaurants, field service crews, there's this constant low-grade battle against chaos. Well, today we're going to dive into Lotos One, a platform that's built specifically to tame that daily operational scramble. But before we get into the how, let's talk about the why. What if I told you there's a hidden tax that millions of businesses are paying every single day? It's not on any P&L statement, but believe me, the cost is absolutely massive. So here's the game plan. We're going to start by defining that hidden tax. Then we'll see why Mexico's unique digital divide makes it the perfect place to start. After that, we'll unpack their really clever WhatsApp first solution, see how they're using AI with some smart guardrails, and finally, look at their concrete plan to get this thing off the ground. Okay, so let's dig in. This hidden operational tax. It's basically all the constant grinding friction that slows a business down every single day. And trust me, the cost goes way beyond just dollars and cents.
So what's the root of the problem? Well, according to Salesforce, a whopping 53% of business leaders admit their data is all over the place, totally inconsistent, because it's scattered across a dozen different tools. The very platforms that are supposed to help are actually making the chaos worse.
And you know what this looks like in the real world, right? It's tasks getting completely lost in messy group chats. It's following up with a customer way too late or not at all. It's having crucial proof, like photos, notes, voice memos, scattered across everyone's personal phones. And what's the result? Well, you're making big decisions with only half the story. And your best people, the owners and supervisors, are just getting completely burned out.
So yeah, it's not just about being a little inefficient. It is a genuine tax on your business, and you're paying it in delays that tick off customers, mistakes that cost real money, and the mental exhaustion of your team. The real question is, how do you stop paying it?
Okay, so you've got this massive problem. How do you even begin to tackle it? Well, you focus. Lotos One isn't trying to be for everyone everywhere. No, they're starting with this incredible opportunity in Mexico, a market that's defined by a really specific digital divide. First off, just look at the scale. We're talking about over 5.4 million businesses operating in Mexico last year. The potential here is just enormous. But the real secret sauce isn't just the size.
And here's the kicker. This is the key insight. There's this huge digital gap. While over 82% of small businesses are already online, that number just plummets to 23% for micro businesses. So the opportunity isn't to chase after everyone. It's to serve the businesses that are already online, but are still totally drowning in that operational chaos we just talked about.
So boom, that right there defines the perfect customer. The sweet spot isn't some tech startup, it's small businesses with real physical operations. Think restaurants with multiple locations, auto repair shops, field service teams. These are the places where supervisors are actively trying to manage daily repetitive tasks. That's where the chaos lives, and that is exactly where Lotos One can make a huge difference.
All right, so we've got a really clear problem and a market that's hungry for a solution. So how does Lotos One actually fix it? Well, the philosophy is refreshingly simple. Just meet teams where they already are.
This right here is the key. WhatsApp First isn't just some marketing buzzword, it's their core design principle. It means that for the person actually doing the work, the operator on the ground, their main tool isn't some new clunky app they have to download and figure out. Nope, it's the chat app they already have open all day, every day. This just completely removes the #1 reason people don't adopt new software. It's brilliant.
And the way they plan to grow is really smart. They call it a dual motor strategy. You can see the two sides of it here. There's Lotos One Business, which is the main tool for teams, and then there's Lotos One Personal, which is a super lightweight version for individuals. This creates this awesome growth loop, where one person starts using it for themselves, they love it, and then they bring the full business version to their whole team. So what's in it for everyone? Let's break it down. The owner. They finally get clarity. They can actually see what's going on. The supervisor. They get control and spend way less time chasing people down for updates. And the operator? They get to do their job with way less hassle. Everybody wins.
Now, of course, you can't launch a new platform these days without talking about AI. But the Lotos One approach is super practical and responsible. They call it AI with guardrails.
I absolutely love this analogy because it's just so clear. The AI is your co-pilot. It's doing the grunt work, classifying a task from a messy message, drafting a quick summary. But the human is always the pilot. You make the final decision. You set the business rules. You stay in control.
This is how you build trust and make sure the tech is actually serving the business, not the other way around.
All right, so great idea, great solution, but is it a real business? A great idea is one thing, but having a viable plan is a whole other story. So let's look at how they plan to turn this vision into a real platform.
So how do they get customers? It's a pretty classic and very effective software as a service funnel. As you can see here, the goal isn't just getting people to sign up. It's all about getting a user to that wow moment as fast as possible, letting them create their first task in minutes, and then converting them into a happy, paying customer, because you just solved a real, painful problem for them.
And their launch plan shows that same laser focus. This 90-day roadmap is incredibly disciplined. You can see right here, in month 1, it's all about the core product and talking to those first users. All the stuff about scaling up and getting volume comes later. The #1 priority is to absolutely nail the solution first. That is how you build a company that's meant to last.
And really, it all comes back to this one simple idea. Lotos One isn't trying to sell you more software to add to your already huge pile of tools. The whole point is to be the exact opposite. It's a system designed from the ground up for less friction, less forgetting, and a lot more control. So the real question is, how many businesses out there are finally ready to stop paying that hidden tax?